Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading, Gemini, is you. And wow, look at that. A Six of Cups. This is beauty. This is pleasure. This is luxury. This is an ease. This is a peacefulness in your life right now. And I think this is really amazing. Maybe we should just end it right here. But we won't. We're going to put that into some context with the Dove and Serpent spread. This all looks fantastic. I'm truly amazed by this. This is showing just such terrific energy around you right now. I think the universe literally is saying, happy birthday. Okay, and so am I. Also, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? All right, finishing up Path of the Serpent. More of this lovely water, but more court cards. We've got 1, 2, 3 court cards over here. So this seems like it's involving some other people. It seems like there's kind of, maybe you have a rather rich social life at the moment, or there's something going on with a group of people. People are getting together maybe for a celebration, maybe for a birthday party. Maybe just a spirit of harmony and cooperation between the people in your lives now, you know. But before we get into it, let's do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Let's use Rider-Waite Smith. Don't want to forget about Pamela Coleman Smith. I think she is kind of under-recognized for her amazing work with this deck. And the Frog, we'll keep an eye on that card for us. We're not going to look at that until the very end of the reading. And hopefully that will tie everything together and, give us the confirmation that we need at the end. So, the Six of Cups. Beautiful card, ease, gentleness, pleasure, luxury. A great feeling of, not rest necessarily, but a peaceful activity. This card is all about harmony. The sixes are the very center of the universe, essentially, right? The 6 always represents the hexagram, the perfect configuration of planetary energy, of different elements in your life, different components, different energies of you, different things around you, people, activities, the different realms of your life. With the kind of the unseen, the invisible 7th planet right in the middle, and that's you. Right? You're right in the middle of this harmony, of this peace, of this balance, of this real resonance, right? So I feel like you're experiencing, or you will be experiencing very soon, this kind of Six of Cups energy, a peacefulness, a harmony, a resonance, right? It may feel like everything in your life is just kind of working out. Like everything is just, everybody's getting along, everything's thriving, everything's growing, everything is really flourishing in your life, And maybe this is a prediction for the very near future, but I feel like this energy is upon you, okay? And I think you're someone who very much wants their life to be peaceful, balanced, a little bit of pleasure and luxury, sure, but not in a passive, kind of lazy way. No, you're a worker. You're someone who enjoys activity, and I think you take your work and your activities very, very seriously. But I think perhaps there has been a little bit of, not discord, not conflict necessarily, but just a little bit of things being out of sorts a little bit. Here's the Two of Discs in the recent past. So this is behind you now, okay? This maybe is what is influencing this present moment, this Six of Cups. And this is, I think, a big shift in your environment, maybe in where you live, the people you live with, maybe with your pets, your plants, your people, your career, or something in your physical environment. Maybe this was a big shift in your health or wellness. Maybe you've recently gotten onto a fitness routine, a nutrition routine. But there's something going on in the physical realm that is different than it was, let's say 2 years ago. Okay? So it's some definite shifts going on in the physical realm, either with health and wellness, with your work or your career, or with your environment. Okay, something major went on there, and it was a very positive change. Okay, a very positive change that I think put you deeper in touch with your purpose, with your sense of destiny, your sense of identity. Right, this is the Star card. It's underneath the path of the dove here. It's what supports you. It's what is kind of holding you up, cradling you a little bit, if you will, right? It's nurturing you. And the star is all about identity, but not ego identity, not the ego identity, but the knowledge, the awareness, the experience of yourself as a spiritual being, your sense of spiritual destiny, which can also translate, just like in this card, how the divine waters, that spiritual light, is coming down from above onto this figure, but then they are also translating it down and transmitting it down to the earth, to the ground. They're grounding it, right? So there's above and there's below in this card. So it's this sense of spiritual destiny, spiritual identity, but you're also transmitting that to your body and to the earth, right? And this is an awareness of your kind of earthly identity, your earthly destiny and sense of purpose, the meaning that you're searching for in your life. I think that you've maybe discovered that, and that's part of the shift, the transition, the change that we see that's behind you now, either moving into a different career or making some positive changes, health, wellness wise, or changing your environment, your home environment, the people that are around you, the relationships that you're in, right? An earthly manifested kind of change. And like I said, you're transmitting that spiritual light down to this earth realm. And the way that this is working for you, I think, is with a lot of emotional honesty. I think there's a lot of issues that you have been letting go of. And this is the Queen of Cups. This is water on water. This is water, a very reflective water, right? And it's all about emotional transparency. There is a veil over this figure, and I think you've really been trying to understand the spiritual insight messages, this kind of spiritual awareness that may be coming upon you and kind of unlocking some emotions that have been kind of bottled up, or they've been a little bit locked up or frozen up, So I feel like there's been a lot of emotional work going on with you lately. And I think letting these things go, and this could be part of this Two of Discs, this physical change that I'm sensing, could also be going hand in hand with this emotional honesty, this emotional transparency, this emotional reflection, okay? And I think that this is everything that's going on with you that is allowing you to deal with these court cards that we see on the path of the serpent, right? We have some fire here. We've got these air signs, and I'm mostly concerned about the air signs, okay? The air cards, the swords, because I feel like they're the people in your life that you kind of need to resolve these emotional issues with, or that you have been working on doing that, okay? At the top of the path of the dove is this hermit energy. It's almost like part of you wants to withdraw from society, right? You want to withdraw from public life. You want to withdraw from the kind of social aspects of your life. This card's at the top of the path of the dove. So this is something that you're focused on, but it doesn't seem to me like this really vibes with the rest of these cards. So I'm beginning to feel like this might be your impulse is maybe to just kind of withdraw, to focus on your life inwardly, right? To do your spiritual work, your spiritual practices, religious practices, your prayers, your meditations, just kind of sequester yourself, right? And focus on that kind of inner work, right? Limited contact with the people in your life, with the people over here that we might have a little bit of discord with or a little bit of disharmony, right? In order for you to achieve this emotional transparency and achieve this luxury, harmony, this ease and peacefulness within you. But as we see with this Sun card, and it's also implied in the Six of Cups, that has to be extended outwardly. It's not enough to just keep all of that inside, right? All that peacefulness and all of this Six of Cups energy needs to be expressed, right? I recently started watching, it's kind of a, not a reality show, but it's a new comedy. It's Jury Duty or something, where someone is selected for a jury, one unsuspecting regular person, right? They get selected for jury duty, I think in Los Angeles. Everybody in the courtroom, everybody on the jury, everybody around him is an actor, and they have to be sequestered, right, in order to focus on this jury. But it's about the interaction between all of these people and the way this person handles all of that interaction. I don't know why this kind of reminded me of that, probably because I said the word sequester. But it's a good comedy if you're looking for a laugh. And if you enjoyed The Office, which is, it was a show in the UK. They made a US version of it many years ago. It's a very good show. Anyway, that's my television recommendation for the week. Back to the Hermit energy. It may be your impulse to sequester, to do this inner work, and leave it at that, but I feel like you're consciously trying to fight against this hermit a little bit, this hermit impulse, you know? And I think that's why it's at the top here, because it's like you want to do that, but at the same time, you know that you can't completely do that. So maybe it's, we're just Gemini after all, right? So maybe we can kind of fluctuate between withdrawing, sequestering. I don't like to say isolating anymore. I like to say sequestered. We may be sequestering ourselves to do this inner work, but then we can also shift to the more extroverted aspect of this and use it to deal with our harmony in the outer world, right? Because after all, we're looking for this Six of Cups. And then with the Sun energy in the immediate future, this really is you doing the inner work, but then expressing it outwardly, right? So this is the kind of literal interpretation of you, the Sun, representing your identity, your spiritual identity, and your earthly identity, which are basically the same thing, as the center of this Six of Cups, the center of this harmony, this ease, this pleasure, this peacefulness, right? This resonance with life and with the world around you and within yourself. The Sun is the center of this, and actually this card is ruled by the Sun in Scorpio. So there is this kind of solar aspect that has to do that has to be the center and the source of all of this peace and harmony. This is coming from you. So it's good that we have the Hermit energy because, well, you have to build this up within you in order to express it outwardly and achieve this peacefulness in your kind of immediate surroundings, in your life. And that's what the Sun card is representing. The Sun is literally you in the middle of this harmony and resonance, this beauty and pleasure, making the world go round, right? So it's literally all about you. And the Sun card is also representative of your solar return, right? Your yearly trip around the Sun. It is your birthday season after all for a little while longer. So whenever you happen to be watching this, I think this reading is meant for you. And I think this reading is really the universe saying happy birthday. It's going to be a good one. Okay, if your birthday has already passed, this energy, I think, is building up now, and it's really up to you to take control of it, put yourself in the middle, and activate it. Okay. So the Sun card is you going forth with your emotional clarity, your self-reflection, your the inner work, the positive changes that you've made, the spiritual identity that you've become aware of, your spiritual and earthly destiny that you are coming to an increased awareness of, and expressing it outwardly. Now, that expression, that kind of manifesting all of this energy in your external life, in the kind of real world, horizontal world, brings us to the path of the serpent and this fire on fire. This is the Knight of Wands. A big difference from the water of water, right? Now we have fire of fire. These are exact opposites, okay? So the introverted, emotional transparency, the reflection and processing and the letting go of attachments and of issues and emotions that have been locked up, that is all fine. Now it's time for the kind of exact opposite of that. It is time for extroversion, for focusing on the activity to manifest this, well, really to manifest this star energy, right? The spiritual identity, spiritual purpose, earthly destiny, earthly identity. To manifest all of this, we need the fire on fire. We need the confidence. We need this kind of nuclear fusion that we get with the star card, right? This intense energy and ambition and motivation and a real enthusiasm, right? Because enthusiasm, I mean, I think we all understand what the word means, but I think the word literally means to be, to be filled or overcome with spiritual energy, right? To be moved by the divine energy, which I think is what you are harnessing or invoking or manifesting with all of the energy on the path of the dove, right? Which I think is, again, coming from underneath, from deep within, through this star card. Okay. So then we have this Knight of Wands, and this is really the intense activity that is going to figure out these other personalities in your life, okay? And this is where we start from. This is your general energy. This is now a focus on manifesting everything that we've learned over here, manifesting it outwardly, okay? So we begin there. And we've got these air cards, swords. Maybe there's some air sign personalities involved. These might not necessarily be air sign people in your life, okay? I think the reason why we have two of these court cards, both swords, is because this is an issue about relationships. It's an issue about the dynamic between you and some other people in your life. They could be friends, family members, co-workers, could be your pets, could be aspects of yourself, could be non-physical entities or personalities, okay? There's no limit. But it's a relationship, it's a dynamic, it's an exchange of information, essentially, a communication, whether it's verbal or nonverbal. And I feel like these people, there seem to be more than one, right? Two or more, I would say. And what is in between these people, these intelligences, these personalities, and you, is some stagnating emotions. Could be some hard feelings, could be some words that have been unsaid, some issues that have not been dealt with, right? So the birthday gift to you is this peace and harmony, this ease, this luxury and beauty and pleasure from the Six of Cups. And in order to manifest that fully and take full advantage of that, I think you're going to find some resolution to whatever this turmoil is. I don't think it's really, I don't want to call it discord or turmoil or friction. There's just maybe some stuff that needs to be talked about, you know? Maybe you just need to bring some of this Six of Cups energy over here to the relationship with these folks so that everybody can just have a good time, you know? It's almost like you're all ready to party, but you just need to you need to take these people aside and you just like hug it out, make sure you're good, right? And then you just go back to the party. It's something like that. It's not a huge issue. It's just something that kind of, needs to be mentioned and then just like a hug or a handshake or whatever you do, high five, something. And then that kind of invokes this, the release of that tension before it builds into something significant, right? Because the Four of Cups is not saying that there's some major issues here, but it's saying there's something that's kind of blocking the free-flowing love and affection, you know? There's something that's just kind of getting in the way of that a little bit. Now, this could turn into something more severe, but right now I think it's just a little, like the door is just stuck a little bit. It just needs a little push, okay? So I think this is really, really fantastic. I think this peace and harmony and joy and pleasure and love it can manifest in so many different ways for you, you know? And it's definitely related to whatever positive changes that you've been making. I don't want to ignore that, even though it's kind of in the recent past, it's what's behind you. I think that was very significant, and it took a lot of courage to do this, to make these positive changes, you know? So you, I think, are directly responsible for this Six of Cups, for this emotional peace and harmony that you are invoking and establishing in your life. It's really in large part because of these changes that you've made, right? The physical changes, the things that happen to us physically, obviously, they definitely affect our mood, affect our emotions, affect our sense of happiness and well-being, affects our inner peace, you know. Mystery card. Let's see what this is. I would like to see maybe another Six of Cups, honestly. I mean, I think that would be perfect, but really anything here would be wonderful. A Wheel of Fortune, an Empress energy. Maybe the focus is going to be on the Emperor and the way that you need to kind of take charge and just be the leader, you know, among these other people in your life. I don't know. Let's see what it is. It's the Ace of Swords. So this is really the resolution of the dynamic between these people and this, right? And with the Ace of Swords, it feels to me like it's probably just a misunderstanding. It's probably that all of you really want the same things. You all feel the same. You all you're really on the same page with life and with love and with the affection for each other, right? But there's just some misunderstanding. There's just something that you all need to just kind of like remind each other that, hey, we're all on the same team here. We all want the same things. We're all family, or we're all friends, or, you know, whatever the case is. I think that you all are carrying the same sword, essentially, right? This is like a unified purpose, maybe. Maybe this is coworkers, right? Maybe this is family, or maybe it's a group of friends, but it's just like you all want the same things. You all are holding the same sword. There is a common purpose between all of you, right? I don't know exactly what that is. If that's just like a common, mythology amongst all of you, or, you know, if it's a work thing, that's pretty obvious. But otherwise, this is something very unique to all of you, something that really binds all of you together, right? It's the same sword that you're all holding. So this, I think, is a reminder that, you know, whatever this little, I don't want to call it friction, but whatever this little bump in the road is that's causing this emotional blockage is really not that severe once you all remember that you're carrying the same sword. Now, you may be carrying the wand, right? But we can give you this sword here. And then this figure is holding the sword. This figure is holding the sword. So it's just you're all very close, right? And so it just needs to be restated, or like recapitulated, that all of you are on the same page with something, whatever it may be. You know, and I don't know the details here, but maybe in the extended we'll see a few of these details come out. But for now, we're going to leave it at this. If you want to check out the extended, click on the link that's right there. You'll have access to all the extendeds, not just for Gemini, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have had, are having, or will have a very happy birthday. I appreciate you. I'm honored that I get to do this. I hope you'll hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. This was your reading, Gemini. I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again very soon.